Welcome to Venus, Earth's twin, but not quite the place you'd want to call home. Imagine a world where temperatures soar higher than any oven, where the atmosphere is a thick, toxic soup of gases and the winds blow faster than a jet fighter. Venus is not a paradise. It's an alien hellscape. But despite its inhospitable conditions, Venus holds many secrets that scientists are still trying to uncover. Today, we'll dive into the mysterious and extreme world of Venus, and explore what makes it both so similar to and so different from Earth. Venus is the second planet from the Sun, sitting just 40 million kilometers away from Earth. It's about the same size as Earth, with a diameter of 12,104 kilometers, which has earned it the nickname Earth's twin. But that's where the similarities end. Despite its close proximity to Earth in terms of size, Venus is a completely different world, one that's almost impossible to imagine. Let's start with Venus' bizarre rotation. A day on Venus lasts 243 Earth days, which is longer than its year. Yes, it takes Venus longer to rotate on its axis than to orbit the Sun. What's even stranger is that Venus spins in the opposite direction of most planets in the solar system. If you were standing on Venus, you'd see the Sun rise in the west and set in the east, completely reversing our earthly experience. Now let's talk about what really makes Venus so inhospitable. Its atmosphere. Venus has a thick, dense atmosphere made up mostly of carbon dioxide with clouds of sulfuric acid. It's a superheated, toxic environment that's hard to even imagine. The atmosphere is 92 times more pressurized than Earth's, meaning it's like being 900 meters underwater. Here's the kicker. The greenhouse effect on Venus is out of control. While Earth's greenhouse effect keeps our planet warm enough to sustain life, Venus has a runaway version of this phenomenon. The thick clouds trap heat from the Sun, causing Venus to become the hottest planet in our solar system, with surface temperatures reaching 465 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead. Even Mercury, which is closer to the Sun, doesn't come close to the hellish temperatures of Venus. And it's not just the heat. Venus experiences winds of up to 400 kilometers per hour, faster than a hurricane. These winds whip around the planet in the upper atmosphere, and they're part of a mysterious global weather pattern that scientists are still studying. On top of that, Venus has constant lightning storms, which flicker through the thick clouds, creating a violent, ever-changing sky. Despite the brutal conditions above, the surface of Venus holds some surprising features. We've learned about the planet's surface thanks to space missions, including NASA's Magellan, which used radar to map Venus's rocky terrain. The planet is covered in vast plains, mountains, and giant volcanoes. Some of the largest volcanoes in the solar system are located on Venus, including Mount Mons, which is nearly 8 kilometers tall. Scientists believe that Venus might still be geologically active. While we haven't observed any eruptions recently, there's evidence of fresh lava flows on the surface. If Venus is still geologically active, it could mean that the planet has the potential for volcanic eruptions even today, making it one of the most active planets in the solar system. Now, let's address a big question. Did Venus ever have water? Early on, scientists thought Venus might have been a warm, watery planet like Earth, with oceans and perhaps even the potential for life. But as Venus developed, its atmosphere thickened, and the greenhouse effect took over. The water on Venus evaporated, and the hydrogen molecules escaped into space, leaving behind a planet with no liquid water and a scorching hot surface. While the chances of life on Venus today are slim, some scientists speculate that life could have existed in the planet's past, perhaps when Venus had a more Earth-like climate. And though Venus may seem like a barren wasteland today, there's still a sliver of hope that we could find signs of microbial life, possibly in the high clouds of Venus, where temperatures and pressure are more moderate. Some recent discoveries suggest that a trace gas, phosphine, was detected in Venus's atmosphere, and while it's a long shot, this has led to some exciting debates about the potential for life in Venus's clouds. So how do we know all of this? Thanks to decades of space missions. The Soviet Union's Venera program, starting in the 1960s, was the first to successfully land on Venus. Venera 7 in 1970 was the first spacecraft to transmit data from the surface of Venus, giving us a glimpse of the hostile conditions there. Since then, other missions have given us a more complete picture of Venus. NASA's Magellan mission in the early 1990s used radar to map Venus's surface, revealing its volcanic terrain and rocky plains. More recently, Japan's Akatsuki spacecraft has been studying Venus's weather and atmospheric dynamics, and the European Space Agency's missions are focused on understanding Venus's climate history. The future of Venus exploration looks even more exciting. NASA is planning to send 2 major missions to Venus in the coming years. Veritas, which will map the planet's surface to learn about its geological history, and Da Vinci, which will study Venus's atmosphere in detail. These missions will hopefully answer key questions about Venus's past and its potential to support life, if only in the distant past. Venus may be a fiery, inhospitable world, but it's also one of the most fascinating planets in our solar system. Its extreme conditions and mysterious history offer a treasure trove of scientific questions waiting to be answered. Could Venus have supported life once? What can its study teach us about Earth's future? One thing is for sure, Venus continues to captivate scientists and space enthusiasts alike, offering clues to some of the universe's biggest mysteries. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the harsh yet fascinating world of Venus. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more exciting explorations into our solar system and beyond.